member or anybody close to you a victim of insecurity in Nigeria?
Was June 12th, the whole Abiola thing. Because we used to live in IB in Ibadan at that time, and I think there was fuel scarcity. And my mom were looking for fuel. It was after the presidential election, and Abiola thing didn't go in, and Abacha was about to go in. This was like 1996. I was like super young. We went to go look for fuel. Like, we're not going out of the house for like 3 days because of what was going on. There was riots and all that, right? And before you have to even step out of the house, you have to put green leaf on top of your vehicle to step out. We cut green leaf, front, back, head, everything. We got to, I can't remember where it was, like Molito or something in Ibadan. And I was really young at this time. And I remember, like, we're almost at the filling station where we're going to buy gas. And we just saw a bunch of people coming, like, with sticks, with cutlass, everything. Everything. Like, it was like, my brother was like, down, 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 down. Like, my big bro. He was like, everybody should go down, down, down. And I was used to, when we drove out of the car, like, I would always sit in the back seat and look out through, like, the back glass. Like, see what's going on and, just, like, super active. And for some reason, I took my head out of the car. And I felt something pass right behind my hair. Because I had the scar, like, something came right off my face. Like, it was an arrow or something. Like, I didn't make it up. I saw something come right at me and it just crept right past my hair. And that was it. My brother was screaming at me. He was like, get jokes in the motor, blah, 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 blah. You shouldn't be, you're always so naughty. You're always putting your head outside, blah, blah, blah. See? Oh, when I swear for die, I want to do it.
I grew up in Mushin. And if you know Mushin, if you know anything about Mushin, Mushin is not the rosiest part of Lagos, right? It has some good parts, but then again, there's a very thin line between the okay parts and the ghetto parts of Mushin. So I'd say for us living in Mushin, it was just that awareness of, hey, where you're living in is not safe. Like, you can't just go out alone. You can't be outside out past certain times. My dad's car got stolen outside our house when we were younger. Just because of the one day he parked it outside the gates because he came home from work late. Like, the whole car was gone. After that, like, there were a lot of times people jumped into our compound. They stole parts from our cars, like, multiple times. And I'm saying, like, this is something that after a while, my dad even raised the fences of the house, but people were still jumping into our compound and stealing stuff. I remember a particular day, it was early in the morning, like 4 or 5 a.m. And my dad's, like, obviously you had to have a car alarm if you're living in Mushin. But my dad's car alarm just kept going off. And I woke up, like, I was like, what's happening? I just went outside. Then I actually saw my dad, like, looking out the window, looking at the person burgling his car. Then he started shouting, ole, ole, which is thief, thief, thief. But this guy legit, he knew nobody was going to come outside or nobody was going to come and stop him. So he legit removed the mirrors of my dad's, it was a C-Class then, a Mercedes. He removed the mirrors and we saw him, like, fly the gate again, and he took it and he left. So all those kind of things, just like, I'm like, we got used to it. Like, imagine a situation where we don't even need to report to the police because they're not going to do shit about it. We just had to keep on taking on measures to protect ourselves by ourselves. I remember this day, I came back, I went to a bar that we used to drink with my friends. I did the normal routine. This was probably like 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Came down from the car, I drove in, and as I was walking back to the gate to actually lock the gate, there was like this big chain we used to wrap around the gate. Next thing I hear, gunshots, pa, 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 pa. And if you ever lived in Mushin, you know gunshots are not, they are not a rare occurrence. Like, you hear gunshots every now and then you hear the story the next day, right? So I heard gunshots and I just see people running towards my gate. I just left the chain and I ran upstairs as fast as I could. Like, I left the car, I left everything. Then we had like it's layers of security. There was that gate. There was a door before you get into the, because it was flats, right? There was a door before you get to the flats with a gate. Then the flat now has its own special gate and its own special door. So immediately I entered that first door downstairs, I bolted everything. I didn't even care what was coming behind me. Then I went to my apartment, waited for the heat to cool off. Then I think later I heard the story of how maybe they were trying to rob someone who just drove by as well. And I'm like, I just drove by, that could have been me. But thankfully, I wasn't really robbed at home or on my street or anything all my while there. So I'm thankful for that.
We have this Toyota Corolla in my family, and I like to see that car as a generational car because this car has been passed down from my mother to my brother to my sister and to me. And can you believe that for each one of us that has driven that car, they have stolen the brain box? My mother drove that car, they stole the brain box. My brother drove that car, they stole the brain box. My sister drove the car, they stole the brain box. I drove it, they stole the brain box.
More love, sweet too. Boy, they come at the cost. It's my glass. It's my wine, that brain box. Everything gone. I just, God save me. These guys, they don't know the benefit of this perfume. Perfume, you mama now. You got to move on. I want to see. Don't carry everything like this. Love, no, I take care of love. Love get repercussion. Though. I can just tell you. It's okay. Now Valentine will come to them. Say we don't do Valentine for themselves. With love. We will no one sees. Yeah, we will repair everything at least. So they look like two on the. We don't do Valentine for boys. But now way of street with that.
My husband and I, we went to a hotel for Valentine's Day celebration. This hotel, in fact, they have terrible customer service, no security as well. Knowing very well that the state of security in Nigeria was terrible at the time, they didn't even do anything about it. So anyways, we went to lodge at the hotel for like a Valentine's Day celebration. I think we wanted to have dinner and like go out the next day or something. Anyway, so we parked the car there and we're like, excuse me, can we park this car inside? And they were forming like, oh, there's no space inside. We should just park it outside that the car will be all right. And I'm like, guys, you know that this is a Toyota Corolla. This is hot shit. Let me just put it like that. They always try to rob. Like, no, and I wasn't even thinking about the brain box. Honestly, I was thinking about what if they steal the whole car, what if they steal something in the car. But we removed everything from the car, right? So, but we're like, why can't we park inside? Like, we'll just block anybody's car. Someone needs to drive their car out. We'll come and move it away, right? They were like, no, the car will be fine. We should park it outside. Which even makes me think that maybe this was even an inside job. Anyway, so we parked this car outside. You know, we're really chilling in the hotel, go by the swimming pool, me and my baby just drinking our wine, feeling good. Next thing, wake up in the morning and we go to the car. Where is the glass? They've broken the glass. Hey. My husband just knew. He knew that, yes, they've come for the brain box. So he just went straight to where the brain box was and he's like, yeah, they took it. So like, honestly, it's just sad to see. But we like to just call it the generational thing. And my sister, when I told my sister, she's like, yeah, you're really a member of this family now that they've stolen the brain box under your watch. So no big deal there. I think we had insurance. So yeah.
Growing up, like the place we used to stay, like twice we were robbed in that house. We were coming back from church. And my dad was the treasurer of that church then. It was a small church, place we used to live then. And, you know, they followed us. And me, like when I was young, I was so playful and I was so loud that when I'm screaming, shouting, everybody already knows, it's that you're normal. And this day, obviously, like they just brought out this huge gun and I was screaming. Nobody moved, nobody knew anything was happening because they just assumed, she and her brother, they are making noise, right? That day was so scary. My sister, you know, she would form, hard babe. That day I heard her, we'll go to church and she would not open her mouth. That day I heard her shouting, blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus. So like I was so scared seeing someone that, she's my older sister, someone that I look up to being so scared. Obviously, like me, I was just like gone, like dead. That day was really scary. And I was really young. I was maybe 7, 8 or 9, you know, something that I remember, right?
A lot of young people have experienced police brutality, so I just want you to recount or just tell us any experience you've had with the police.
Wow. Police. I mean, first of all, I've said this to my friends. I think I've said to you guys too. I'm thankful to God that I was not in Nigeria when NSAS started or when it blew up, because I know I will try to push myself to the forefront of the fight, because personally, I thought I was crazy. I thought I was doing something wrong. I thought I was just a bad boy. Because that's what it seems like, because every time I go out, either driving, not driving, biking, walking, I'm always encountering the police. I started driving early, so that was like the problem. First problem is driving early. You're driving, you're a young guy, you know, they can really tell. Maybe your head is not facing, you know, you can't see the road clearly and stuff like that. And they pull you over, you know,
trying to extort you. I give you my driver's license, the papers, insurance, everything is good. But you always, maybe because I'm too young and you want to ride me, or you feel like I have money to give or something. The most worrying experience for me was, I had this friend, Ayo. He just came back from his master's in the UK, and his father gave him this new muscle. I think it was 2012, thereabout. His father gave him a new muscle, great, clean. Like, you said, will know that. Even me, said, I like to stay in the car. Like, my guy. So we just went to, this place going to eat Amala. If you are from Ikodu, you know you are Silifa. We just went to them, we're just coming back, we're full. Then I just said, skrrr. I was like, why is somebody driving crazy? Then to look back, when you look back and you're fooling the car, and all of a sudden the car just crosses you in front, and it just came out, and like 3 people with guns and like pointing. So I thought first of all, I thought they were armed robbers. I was trying to push my guy's hand, because he was still moving, move this way. And I realized that they were cops. Thoughts were just going through my head, did my guy steal the car? Or was I'm like, no, I know this guy, I know his family, they're legit, full legit. So what is the problem? Then it just occurred to me that, okay, we're young, you're driving a nice car, what is this? Yahoo boy, that profiling. And they came, they told us to calm down. Then people around came, there was a lot of people. And I was like, what's going on next? I just heard in Yoruba, they call it wanting more, which means they have caught them, which signifies that I'm a criminal. And I'm not a criminal. We just ate amala, correct ogufe, correct malt. And you're not calling me a criminal. And, it was just so crazy because the guns, they're pointing guns. One stood on the bonnet and had his legs on the bonnet, pointing straight. I was like, what if this guy shoots? And, keep in mind, I've been in 2 accidents where there was accidental discharge or misfire. And I'm like, what's going on here? And he told us to calm down. He came down, harassing us and all that stuff. And, but the thing about police is, at the end of the day, there's always this nonsense when they're not all together. The one that told me to come now told the other guy, we don't catch them today. There's money, we'll extort these guys. I heard it. So when I heard it, I knew that, okay, there's nothing serious. They're just trying to extort us. So I just, went into different characters. I was able to, use my stubbornness to get out of that situation. But it was crazy because, I was like, why would you do that? How do you have, so if you catch a real thief, what would you now do? For people that you just want to extort? If I was in Nigeria during the NSAS, I would be in front because it's not just to me, even my friends. I know how, I had a neighbor who just went to withdraw money from bank and they put him in a Black Maria, and they took all the money from him and they told him, they dropped him somewhere else, and he didn't have money to go back home. He had to call me to come pick him up. So that's just crazy in that country. It's really crazy.
When we went back to Nigeria recently, by we, I'm saying my husband and I, we were also harassed by the police endlessly because they profiled us for starters. My husband has studs on his ears and he has these dreads, mini dreads on his head, as his haircut, right? They profiled us like crazy. Everywhere we would go to, they'll stop and they'll search us. I'm like, what the heck, man?
I've been a constant customer, not even a victim, of police. Because even before I got my ASPS, before I had my hair like this, I have a very young face, right? A very innocent looking face. I look like a small boy, let me put it like that. I feel like I have so many police stories, I don't even know where to start from.
Every time. Now, wow.
The particulars, this is also my ID card. This is particulars, this is also my ID card, it's an office card.
Yeah, I don't the guy back.
I don't understand. Is it a crime?
You say won't search me. I said let me bring out my things myself. I say why you even search me without search warrant? As you say it there within the rights. Now if they say me will no video, you know they have a right to go on video.
Exactly. So which side are we on? Which rights are we on?
They really searched us and they found nothing, obviously, but it was very, very unfortunate. And I know that these same police people, when you call them for something that you really need them for, they're not going to answer you. And it's painful because the real people that are pushing drugs, the real people that are doing fraud and all, they are even paying the police to protect them. But we that were just normal people, just living our lives, doing everything legit, you are harassing us.
I remember once, police stopped me. We're coming from the beach. Then we used to do music. I used to sing. We had a performance at the beach. We were coming back home, my friends and I. Police stopped us. They were searching us. Obviously, they don't have a search warrant or whatever. They were just harassing us, filling us up. They stole our money, by the way. They searched us and in the process stole the money we had on us, the cash we had on us. But there was sand in my wallet, which is, obviously, we told them we're coming from the beach, right? There was sand in my wallet, and next thing the police goes, cocaine, take the substance, taste it. It's cocaine, oh yeah, take them in. And I was like, officer, come, that's sand though. Like, don't hurt yourself eating sand, like it's not cocaine. But thinking about it, just seeing how issues escalate, that could have easily led to detention. If they probably didn't see money to take from us, it could have led to me being in the cell for the whole weekend, just because there was sand in my pockets, which the police determined by tasting from his mouth was cocaine. So things like that just make you think, like, what the hell is happening? I have a friend who was detained in Shagam. This is my same friend I was with for almost like 2 nights, just because someone said he was driving a stolen vehicle. The vehicle was registered under his name. And just because he had an extra car key, he was selling cars at the time. And they said, why do you have an extra car key that is not here? Like, you're a Yahoo boy. I mean, it was very easy to get labeled as a Yahoo boy in Lagos. I've also been in a situation where a policeman stopped me and he really grilled me. He was like, what do I do for work? I told him, I showed him my ID card. He was like, oh, how can a small boy like me have this kind of car or afford this kind of car? And at that point, I was probably a manager where I was working. I was like, what do you mean a small boy like me? Obviously, compared to his age, I was much younger, but I was like, hey, like, I went to school, I hustled too. I mean, I'm doing this job and this is how I have money. And it wasn't until I was able to talk to him that he let me go. I can't say how many times the police have extorted me. I've been called a kidnapper before by the police. I was being taken to SCID Panti. I had to make a call on the way, and I called somebody at Lagos State House of Assembly, and that was why they let me go that day. What is this madness? Like, why should my life be at risk just because I'm seemingly doing well for myself?